We are doing it live from the Monona Terrace in Madison, Wisconsin. This is the 2016 USA Climbing Bouldering National Championships. I'm Brian Reynolds.
And I'm Chris Widener.
Welcome everybody to the qualifying round for the women's division. And as you can see, the climbing is underway already with our first competitor, Emma Rafkin, out on the wall. And Chris, we had a very busy first couple hours here with the women's qualifiers.
Yeah, we sure do. We've got some of the biggest names are going to be coming up here real quick. Kyra Condie, we got Mascarenas, Delaney Miller, Alex Puccio. All of these big names you can't wait to see are all going to be here in the next hour and a half. What do you think so far? We're seeing one climber on the wall.
Yeah, it's kind of how it goes to these events. It gets a slow start to what becomes a very busy day. A very long day. We'll be here for the women's qualifiers until about 12:30 local time. And then the men's qualifiers will start again at about 4 o'clock and go late into the night. So we try to get our 20 semifinalists for the men and the women for tomorrow's semifinals. See Emma Rafkin navigating her way through women's first qualifier here on the far left side of the wall.
You know, it's funny, 4 minutes sounds like plenty of time for attempts on a boulder problem, but her first attempt took probably half that amount of time. So these problems are long enough where endurance is really going to be an issue and time is going to be an issue.
Yeah, time management is definitely a big factor. As we go through this, the competitors have 5 problems in the qualifying round. They have 4 minutes on each one, followed by a 4-minute rest.
Interestingly, Hester Birch is about to climb, 44 years old. I'm going to say, hands down, she's the oldest competitor. Kind of makes me think, Brian, you and I should be up there competing today and just seeing how we do.
I mean, it might not be too late to get registered. Might be too late to train, though.
Yeah, I forgot about that part.
So we get a good look at Hester Birch here. And Chris, one of the things we noticed looking through the problems is that they all look really hard. And that's a little bit of a change from years past, where there's usually been at least one problem, is sort of like nice intro, welcome to nationals problem, where climbers can kind of get their feet under them. This year it seems hard right out of the gate.
Yep. Yeah, and all of the problems except for the final one seem pretty long, actually. You know, it's a little different than what I was seeing at the Dark Horse. The highlights reels anyway, those seem to be just more like short, powerful boulder problems, as you'd think, but these are long, convoluted problems, and I think endurance is going to play a real issue. Hester getting all techo in the corner. Oh, nice.
Get a nice look down at the hole below her there. I kind of was wondering if you could just stem your way up the corner there, but I don't think that would actually work.
Nice GoPro footage there of looking down. Oop. There was. Looking down on Hester Birch. There it is.
Very nice.
Nice view looking straight down. Nice. Well done. Got a high point.
You can see her time in the bottom right corner there. That's the official clock in the venue here. Should be enough time for another attempt. But like you said, like we were talking about, Chris, it's important for the competitors to really pace themselves. They have 5 problems in just a 20-30 minute span here to climb on.
So Brian, we look at that time clock you mentioned. Do they get to leave the ground within that amount of time, or are they called off the wall?
Yeah, so during qualifiers, the 4-minute limit is a hard stop. So if you have to come down as soon as the 4 minutes is up, because the next competitor is coming out right after.
Okay.
So yeah,
So I mean, in this case, Hester's had 1 attempt. She's too tired to get on right now. It's crazy. They get 1 try.
Yeah, it looks like she's going to be done.
Yeah.
And that gives us a good reminder here to join the conversation all weekend long on YouTube in the comments or on Twitter, the hashtag USAC Bouldering.
For all just joining us, we
Looking forward to your feedback all weekend long. See who you're rooting for, where you're joining us from. It's great to see people tuning in from all over the world for this event, Chris.
That's right. It's a big one here. Up next, we have Catherine Katie Lamb from Lexington, Massachusetts, 18 years old. She's a name I'm seeing more often.
Next up in the pipeline for the girls on qualifying problem number 1 is Katie Lamb.
She got 10th place in Youth World Championships and won the SCS Youth Nationals Youth Title C last year. I expect a faster, better climbing performance from Katie Lamb here.
We'll see Emma Rafkin is the first competitor on problem number 2. Should be the first competitor on all the problems today.
That'd be a rough position to be in, I think. People are still just finishing their second cup of coffee, and she has to go here and crank like her life depends on it. Oh, wow. Look at that compression chisel that Emma's doing over there.
Katie Lamb moves efficiently through the opening section of women's number 1. She's looking very solid.
Yeah, she's looking really relaxed. She's climbing fast enough where she could have a second attempt if she doesn't make this.
It's not looking like she's going to need a second attempt, though.
That's right. Looks kind of confusing right there.
It is, because the volume she's grabbing there is good texture, but there's no actual hold on it. And the other holds are not very good.
No, like that one she just latched is tiny.
It seems like she's out of sequence now. See if she can sort things out. That'll work.
Oh, nice, nice.
I think that's going to work for her. Katie Lamb getting the first top in women's number 1. Nice work by her to flash.
All right.
I mean, she did it on her first attempt without falling.
And Brian, as we know now, the tops are what count the most in this competition for the point system. So all of these competitors, of course, they want to finish the problems, but in this scoring system here at Bouldering Nationals, a top is extra special, especially when nobody else does or when very few climbers top out.
Yep. Finishing the problem is the number 1 goal, as it usually is with climbing.
That's right.
While we have a small break in the action, I want to talk to you about our founding partner, the North Face. Their slogan is "Never stop exploring." For all you climbing, skiing, running enthusiasts out there, let the North Face.
Just over a minute left for Emma Rafkin on problem number 2. Problem number 2 is interesting, Chris. The big blue volumes that we can see, they are actually like almost slippery, the texture that's on them.
Oh yeah, they're very slippery.
So the climbers have to be really precise in how they try to use them.
Yeah.
As you can see, that just hard to keep the grip.
Yeah, I'm so curious what the intended sequence is there, because it looks kind of heinous. She's looking a little flustered. 33 seconds left. Coming up next is Kyra Parker. She's an 18-year-old from Salt Lake City, been climbing for 7 years. My first encounter with her name. How about you, Brian? Heard of Kyra Parker?
No, it's a new name for me. I'm excited to see how she does here. It's one of the fun things about nationals is you get to see really good climbers from all over the country that you don't get to see normally.
Yep, and eventually a lot of these names will blossom into the familiar names we know now, like the next competitor, Kyra Condie, who I remember at first was just some no-name.
See Kyra in the chair there as Kyra Parker steps up. Got Hester Birch over there in women's 2.
You can see in the in that footage looking down on Kyra, that foothold, that big ass blue foothold she's stepping on is very slippery. That's a reflection we're seeing. It's not chalk dust. That's the reflection of how glossy the surface is.
She's moving through that really nicely.
Meanwhile, Hester's kind of trying to figure out how to approach number 2. See if she can make it off the ground.
Nice work.
That was an easy top. Easy top by Kyra Parker.
I'll have to keep an eye on her as the round progresses here and see how she does on the remaining problems. That was a good start for her. Just about 2 minutes left in this rotation.
People, if you start getting hungry or thirsty, make sure to head on over to the snack shack all the way to your right. Over there they have breakfast sandwiches until 10:30 a.m. Muffins, bagels, assorted drinks. A whole bunch of stuff to get you through the day.
Hester's made her way up a little ways now. That's actually a high point so far on the problem, is slapping for the third volume up there, or the hole below it.
I'm excited to see how the top of that problem goes. It looks really fun, the sequence that the route setters have set up there.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see how it goes for these competitors.
Yeah, it looks like possibly a big mantle of some kind on that blue horn up to the multicolors. Excellent effort by Hester Birch. Looks like that round is over, and then she'll get her 4 minutes of rest. While we bring out the next competitor, Kyra Condie. I'd say that she has an excellent chance of making it to finals this year. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how she does. She is the Portland Boulder Rally champion of 2015. She also placed well in the Dark Horse Series, didn't she? And
yeah, it seems like she's been focusing on bouldering competitions a little bit more recently after having a lot of success in rope competitions as a youth competitor, and bouldering for that matter, but just an overall well-rounded climber. Definitely a favorite to make finals here.
Well, so far she's climbing about 10 times faster than the other competitors.
And she's definitely known for climbing faster. Controlled aggression.
Yeah, aggression is a good word for it. When she's trying hard, you can see it in her face. Meanwhile, Katie Lamb's getting a high point on women's 2. Excellent. God, these ladies are crushing now. Oh, wow. Kyra Condie in 1 minute and 5 seconds dispatches number 1. Now, the benefit of climbing these fast, of course, is she's now going to have the rest of this round and her 4-minute rest period before the next problem. So it's kind of exponential how beneficial it is to climb these problems quickly, get her done. We may just get to see her top out that you wanted to see here, Brian.
Yeah, I'm excited to see this.
Katie Lamb resting before the final moves on women's number 2. It's all the same hold. Those last 3 you can see in the camera there. The last 3 holds are the same. And here's Katie doing the mantle. They filled in the bolt hole, so you could not mono it, because that could probably be the best hold on that red one you see. So we'll see how they figure out how to use it.
She's using a lot of time though here. This is probably going to be her only attempt.
Yeah, I can't imagine having the energy to get back up there again.
She really wants to get to the top of this problem though.
Oh,
great effort from Katie Lamb.
Wishing she had trained her triceps a little bit more, perhaps.
Let's see if she decides to give another go. I guess now that she knows the problem, she could probably get to that high point a lot faster and give it one more good effort.
Yeah, I imagine so.
She knows the values of tops here.
Emma Rafkin's struggling on the first few moves of women's number 3.
Problems. These 5 qualifying problems are meant to narrow down a stacked field of 45 female competitors down to 20 to move on to the qualifying round tomorrow morning. Or the semi-final round tomorrow morning.
A lot of big names still coming up here, Chris. Megan Martin at 9:48. Megan Mascarenas, 9:52. Claire Burfine and Alex Puccio back-to-back, 10 o'clock and 10:04.
Yeah, that's going to be a big one. And then Delaney Miller. We'll see. She actually placed okay in some of the bouldering she's been doing lately. I don't expect her to be a front runner, but she is sport climbing nationals champion several years in a row, so that'll be interesting to watch. Coming up is, oh, go ahead.
This looks like everyone's done for the round as we see Michaela Kirsch there, like you were going to say there, Chris.
Yeah, yep. Michaela Kirsch.
Another Midwest local. Refocused herself on competitions this year after not competing at nationals last year.
And up next for the ladies, all the way on the left is Michaela Kirsch.
Now, one thing that separates Michaela from a lot of these boulders is that she has climbed 14A. She's climbed a couple of them at least in the Red River Gorge in 2013. Not sure if she's climbed any since then, but she did have an early and very strong start at sport climbing.
Michaela was actually at a local comp at the Gym Adventure Rock about an hour from here last weekend. During the qualifying round, she had the best score for the men and the women. She just crushed it. Looked very fit. See how that translates to bouldering here this weekend.
Hester Birch is, just made it to the first holds of women's 3. Right there you can see Michaela. Yeah, no kidding.
I would expect Michaela to finish this problem with ease that we've seen some of the other competitors do it. Getting close to full capacity here. 3 climbers at a time. Soon will be 5 at a time. And that's when it gets real nuts.
Michaela dispatching women's number 1 with authority. Kyra Parker on women's number 2. Nice, going for the foot jam.
While there's a break in the action, make sure to head on over to your left to the flash table and talk to Mark and Keith. They're going to be giving away prizes, including chalk, brushes, a whole bunch of good stuff every hour. All you have to do is go over there and put your name in one of the chalk pots, and we will be announcing winners on the hour every hour.
Just about a minute remaining in this rotation.
Oh, Hester Birch giving a good effort, but not getting too far on women's number 3. I got to say, I'm pretty happy to see a 44-year-old in this competition. More than twice the age of most, I'd say. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, there's definitely a wide range of ages represented here at Bouldering Nationals.
And speaking of, Molly Rennie is 31 years old from Albuquerque, New Mexico, and she's about to get going.
Next up, all the way on the left, is Molly Rennie.
And Kyra, in her usual style, is just flying up women's number 2. I'd be surprised if she did not make it to the top. She is crushing it.
Somebody tell her it's not a speed comp.
Yeah. Oh,
She's
wow,
looking
look at
really
that.
strong.
Nice.
Really impressive from Kyra Condie.
That was amazing.
Making it look easy. Now she gets to take another long rest. She's going to take some of the air out of that fall. Smart.
Yeah. Wow, that was fast.
Now she gets another 7-minute rest.
Molly Rennie navigating the roof here on women's number 1. Nice. And Molly gets the top.
So we're starting to see that problem 1 is doable.
Yep.
Expect to see how the top competitors to do it.
There's our clock. Okay. Just over half the time finished for this round. And we have Emma Rafkin over on women's 4. First attempts at these women's problems. Emma is the guinea pig, as it were.
Katie Lamb on women's 3, traversing those orange pinches. Looks like a tricky sequence.
Yes. There's a shot of Emma struggling with the very slabby, funky first part of problem 4.
Problem 4 is the type of problem in this format when you only have 4 minutes where you can get a lot of attempts in, but it's easy to get frustrated or not, open your mind up to the different possibilities for how to manage the sequence.
That's right, Brian. We all have to keep open minds. I'm kind of surprised actually to see Katie Lamb struggling so hard on 3. It looks heinous, but they all do to me. A series of slopers.
Up next for the women, one Sierra Blair Coyle, past finalist at Nationals.
She's been climbing for 13 years. 22 years old.
See how she does in women's qualifier number 1. We're almost to full capacity in this qualifying round. We'll be here for about 35 more climbers worth of climbing. So about 12:30 local time. About 9:30 right now, so about 3 more hours. Still got a lot of big names to come, including our 9-time national champion, Alex Puccio. So you see Sierra on women's number 1. Kayla Kirsch making quick work of women's 2, just to her right.
Yeah, well done for Michaela Kirsch. That was an awesome performance. There's Sierra trying to trust the slippery footholds.
This is especially difficult. It's the first problem out of isolation. It's the first problem of the comp. Nobody wants to do poorly
Yeah.
right out of the gate. So it's good to see the competitors taking their time and doing well. Just about 2 minutes left in this round. Going for it. That looks like a big move. That looks fun.
SBC inching her way up women's 1 there in the background. Kyra Parker frustrated at number 3, but she did get a high point on it so far.
Probably Sierra's 1 and only attempt. That's all she needs.
Yep, nice one. A flash of women's 1.
It's about 70 seconds left for some final attempts for Hester Birch and Kyra Parker. Going to get this wall at full capacity now, Chris. We have 5 women climbing at a time now, including a new climber on the left there. Who's our new climber, Chris?
I'm glad you asked, Brian. Our new climber is Anna Kelly, 18 years old, from Evanston, Illinois. She's been climbing for 9 years and was in the Youth Nationals last year at the Sport Climbing Nationals, SCS. She plays the bass guitar.
Cool.
It's kind of a cool little side note for the lady. Kyra Condie. Oh.
Her first fall.
Yeah.
She's normally resting by now.
That's right.
I think she'll figure that out, though. That's why you do things efficiently the first two problems, so you have energy.
That's right.
Later in the round for the more difficult problems.
And actually that problem 3 looked like Kyra's style, nice and dynamic. Here's Molly Rennie searching for holds on women's 2. About to attempt the infamous mantle move. I guess it's not really a mantle, but sick.
Very nice work. Molly just one of 45 women that will be competing this morning.
There's Kyra in the center of the screen. Let's see if she can make this jump to that big sloper jug.
Nice job, Molly.
Oh. Huh, that must be a really hard move, because, yeah, Kyra's normally all over that kind of move.
It looks like she's just not getting enough push up into that hold.
That's right. And it could cost her, if all these other strong ladies can top out problem 3 and she doesn't. That'll be a big penalty against her. And like we mentioned earlier, Brian, I think Kyra's top pick for finals at least.
We'll be taking the top 20 women from qualifiers today to semifinals tomorrow morning, which will also be broadcast live starting at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning Central Time. So these competitors trying to make their way into semifinals where these scores will reset.
Oh, wow.
She's having a hard time figuring out that move, Chris.
Yeah. She's looking flustered too. She's looking at that hold as if she thinks, I should be able to do this. What's my problem?
Just a minute left. Time flying by. Katie Lamb trying to be the first competitor to finish women's 4. Doing a nice job. A very delicate sequence. Those holds are not good. Put it lightly.
Likely Kyra's final attempt at this dyno. Let's see if she can stick it.
She's going to try something a little different this time.
Yep, different approach.
Come on. I don't think she's going to be able to make it work.
Well,
she's going to call it good.
Yeah, throwing that one out.
Good effort by Kyra Condie.
That was an excellent effort. I hope she can clear her mind during her 4-minute rest and then have fresh perspective on number 4. It's really what this comp is a lot about in this format, Brian, is being able to just shake it off and move on to the next with a fresh attitude.
And next up our left is Cicada Generic.
Out next for the women, Cicada Generic. 21-year-old climber who's been climbing for 17 years, Chris.
Yep, I remember Cicada being featured for always climbing her age every year. She was something like 8 years old when she did her first V8, 9, V9. I don't know what age she stopped. I think she may have stopped at 11.
Something's got to give at some point.
Yeah, exactly. God, if I could boulder my age right now, I would hands down be the best climber in the world.
So far, the women struggling on the third problem there, as we see Michaela fall on that same move that Kyra was struggling on. I suspect we will see that problem get done within the hour here, Chris.
Yep. Cicada's looking really solid on number 1. And with ease, Cicada Generic sends number 1. SBC flying off number 2.
Be great to see Cicada do well here.
It sure would. Gosh, when was the last time she did well in a comp? There's a question for you, Brian Runnels, aka former climbing narc.
I'll get my best people on it. Reminder to join the conversation all weekend long on social media. Hashtag on Twitter is USAC Bouldering. And a lot of people in the YouTube chat room right now cheering for their favorite climber. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Beats working.
Maybe they are working. Oh, wow. Sierra was really close to getting up on that top, but didn't quite make it. That's going to cost her. It seems like the thing to do so far is at least get the first 2 tops. Otherwise, there's not going to be much of a chance. Although, really, we're only narrowing down the field by just over 50%.
That's right.
So, who knows? So far, it's looking like you're going to have to top out at least the first 2 problems.
It's also a very different style as you go through the round. The first problem, not really that steep. The second 2 problems are steeper, and then the last 2 problems are more vertical. So it's just an interesting dynamic that we can follow along with the competitors as they go through their round and see, which problems suit each climber better.
Yeah.
And also, it's difficult to do vertical problems after you get tired on the steep problems. You lose your balance quicker. You're just overall tired, and you're mentally a little bit fatigued.
Do you think it's easier the other way around, doing vert problems first?
I would think so. Although those can be even more frustrating. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Sierra's struggling on that hold. The other competitors were able just to grab that.
She's got 7
just
seconds
one
left.
more hold to go. Oh, nice.
Nice work by Sierra Blair Coyle.
Impressive. She is a very seasoned competitor. She's been competing for a very long time, and it just showed right there.
Out next for the women, another Midwest favorite, Kasia Pietras. Longtime local here, now lives in Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Girlfriend of Jimmy Webb.
It's really impressive list of climbers that have come out of Illinois, Chris. Kasia, Michaela, a number of people that we're going to see here this weekend.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Kind of reminds me of the Ohio syndrome in sport climbing. There's so many good climbers out of Ohio. I guess it has to do with their gyms, the proximity of the Red River Gorge, and perhaps it's in the water.
A lot of the climbers from Illinois basically learned to climb in a glorified woody. It's really impressive how good they've become. Shows you what coaching can do down there.
You just said glorified woody. Kyra's spit off problem 4. And right now we're looking at problem 5.
And all the way down on the far end of the wall.
With Katie Lamb trying to balance her way up there. Oh, look at that. That's such a cool shot. Now, I believe they have to match the finishing hold. Isn't that right, Brian? Yep, there it is. First top at number 5.
Very nice work. Suspect we'll see her in semifinals tomorrow. We will have some updated scores as we go through the round here this weekend. Kyra struggling after going 2 for 2 on the first 2 problems. Did not send the 3rd problem, and now struggling on the 4th problem. See if she can pull it back together.
I'm really curious how the other women are going to stack up against that, because normally Kyra's kind of a standout. So we'll see. She dominated the first couple problems, that's for sure.
She's looking a little frustrated now. And this is where you don't have much time to recover if you get frustrated mentally or you get tired. There's no time to go take a break and recoup.
Nice. That looks a lot better. Molly Rennie also struggling on number 3, just left of Kyra.
Oh.
Wow. Those look like rough holds right at the top of problem number 4.
I think she just rushed there at the end.
And gosh, she may not have time to give it one more.
I want to tell you about one of our other sponsors, Petzl, the official safety and lighting sponsor of USA Climbing. Their slogan is excess.
If anybody can get this problem done in 30 seconds, it's Kyra.
That's true. She's gunning for the top because tops are extremely important in this competition for the points. With 14 seconds left, let's see if she can grab these crimps.
See her just struggling to maintain tension on that hold.
Oh,
Falls on the same move. Nice effort from Kyra Condie. She will get a 4-minute rest before her final problem. So we move right along in our running order. Our 13th competitor, lovely Megan Martin.
that's right. She was on the airplane with me yesterday. We had a connection in Salt Lake City. Well known as an American Ninja Warrior competitor, indoor climber, and generally smiley, happy face. Megan Martin attacking problem number 1. She did mention her finger injury, and it sure looks like it's the one that she has heavily taped on her right hand. So she is struggling with that a bit, and I know she probably won't hold back because of that injury, but she is risking hurting it more. She was mentioning concern about that.
Yeah, you can see it heavily taped there.
Megan was second place last year at the Seagull Block Masters Deepwater Soloing Comp in Salt Lake City, Park City rather.
That was fun.
That was really fun. And Cicada just falling off the final moves of problem 2. Megan's struggling a bit here. See if she can just take her time and figure out how to use that volume, which is horrifically sloping. Well done. Top out on problem 1 by Megan Martin. Now we're looking at Sierra Blair Coyle going for problem number 3. So far, nobody's gotten very far on that one.
Yeah, after seeing the first 2 problems go down relatively easily, 3 and 4 are proving to be the most difficult at this point. We've seen problem 5 done as well. We have another competitor getting close to doing problem 5. Maybe that's Kira Parker. Trying to pull in on those slopey slimpers over there.
Slims.
Cicada struggling on problem 2 after doing problem 1 relatively easily. Still plenty of time though.
Oh, looks like she just didn't quite see that hold or didn't know where to grab for that jib that's screwed onto the volume there. There's Michaela Kirsch, women's number 4, that Kyra struggled on Oh, yeah, those holds look miserable. Those final 2 black holds.
It's like Kyra Parker's going to have one last attempt on women's number 5. And with this round coming to a close, we have some of our top competitors coming up, like Alex Puccio and Claire Burfine. Welcome back to the 2016 USA Climbing Bouldering National Championships. We're live at the Monona Terrace in Madison, Wisconsin, as our women's qualifier round continues.
Megan Mascarenas just stepped onto the wall, and she is certainly a favorite, not only for finals, but to possibly challenge the reign of Alex Puccio this year. There she is, number 14 in the pink tank, hiking women's number 1. We also have Kasia Pietras on the wall to her right.
Kasia trying to figure out how to grab that upside down teardrop hold. Not able to figure it out. Like you said, Chris, Megan Mascarenas, a big favorite to make finals and to possibly win the entire event.
She's an 18-year-old from Colorado Springs. She's been climbing regularly since she was 2 years old.
Easy flash for Megan Mascarenas.
People, if you're looking for a quick break, head on over to the e-grips table. Hopefully you'll be able to see Ty and some of the new designs coming out for e-grips, one of our premier hold sponsors for USA Climbing. Throughout the course of the day, Ty is actually going
Kyra
to
Condie on problem 5.
During
She was flustered by a couple of the other problems. Let's see if she can kind of keep it together here. I sure hope so. I'd love to see her in the finals.
And right now she has two completed problems on her scorecard. She'd like to get a third. He did just that.
And there it is. No problem.
Should be good enough to get her into semifinals tomorrow. We will have to see what happens, though. A lot of climbing still to come. Still about 30 women left to come out. Reminder that each woman, be climbing 5 problems. They have 4 minutes to climb each problem, followed by a 4-minute rest period before they move on to the next problem.
A little break in the action at the moment. Megan Martin appears psyched and ready for number 2. Megan Mascarenas next to her will be resting. We'll have Cicada Generic on number 4. Sierra Blair Coyle, or no, Cicada's on number 3. Sierra on number 4. Something like that. And Michaela on number 5, that's right.
Next up, far left, we have Victoria Perkins.
Victoria Perkins is a new name to me. She's a 17-year-old from Georgia. Only been climbing for 3 years. Victoria Perkins heading up to the starting holds of problem number 1. A few women have struggled with this, but surely in order to make the cut for semifinals, she will need to get to the top of this problem. Right now we have 5 ladies on the wall at the same time. Sarah Blair Coyle right there in the corner of problem number 3, or 4 rather. Kind of a cool view. A lot of action here in Madison, Wisconsin. Oh, and Megan Martin gets the top of number 2. That's going to be important for her. Victoria Perkins trusting the glassy feet of the slippery volumes. Her foot just slid a little bit there.
It's got to be exciting competing at nationals after just 3 years of climbing.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. What other sport can you do that in?
Not many sports out there like climbing, Chris.
Camaraderie, the love, the passion, Brian. We're seeing it all here.
Saw Victoria Perkins completing problem number 1. So we see Cicada and Sierra on their respective problems, 3 and 4. Still looking for the first tops on both problems.
That's right. Huh. They simul fell off, Cicada and Sierra.
You can really see on that 4th problem the different dynamics that those volumes add to the wall, pushing the climbers away from the wall in a way that makes it really difficult to get to the second last hold and the finish hold there.
That's right, Brian. This comp is all about volumes. Every single problem has them.
For those of you who are watching and enjoying,
Adds new facets
are watching the qualifying round
to the
of
comp.
USA Climbing Bouldering 2016 Nationals. And stepping up to number 1 for the ladies, we have Claire Burfine.
Claire Burfine, she is from Plano, Texas, a 17-year-old who won the Seco Block Masters in 2014. She got 3rd place in it last year. A very strong competitor. Definitely expect to see her in finals, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I definitely think should make it to finals. We'll see. You never know, though, Chris. That's why they play the game.
She's 5'11". We'll see her height used. We actually are already seeing it used. The other competitors were not using that far left wall as high as she was. Megan Mascarenas styling her way up number 2. I don't think Megan has had to try yet.
I think she's still warming up.
It looks like she's struggling a little bit right there. Claire Burfine on the top in number 1. Megan Mascarenas on the top in number 2.
Easy tops for both. We got to look at Alex Puccio getting ready to come out for women. Problem number 1. Sure, a lot to talk about with Alex Puccio this entire weekend. I think we'll have plenty of time to do that.
Oh yeah.
I think we'll get to see a lot of her climbing.
Streaming live all of the action for the next 2 days. Make sure anything you send out, pictures, videos, anything, you hashtag USAC Bouldering to let the world know what is going on here at the Monona Terrace in Madison.
See Anna Kelly trying to start out women's number 4.
Kasia Pietras struggling with the slopers at number 3. Now she's a burly boulderer. I feel like if anyone can grapple these slopes, it's Kasia. And there she is, actually looking good. If she can make this move, that would be better than almost every other chick.
Yeah, we've yet to see any of the women break onto the head wall here, so this would be really exciting as Kasia can figure this out. Really interesting method she's trying. Doesn't quite work. Minute left, looks like that's going to be it for Kasia Pietras on women's number 3. And Chris, as Alex Puccio gets ready to come out here, worth talking about the road she's been on the last 6 or 7 months.
That's right.
She had a devastating knee injury at the Vail World Cup that prevented her from competing and really took her out for a few months. Just now getting back into the full swing of climbing and competitions just in the last month or so. So we'll have to see how she does.
She will be climbing in a knee brace because she had, meniscus repair surgery and ACL tear surgery, I believe. So yeah, a lot of pressure for Alex Puccio. Her number 1 rival probably Megan Mascarenas, who has so far floated her way up the first 2 problems. That's Sierra Blair Coyle on women's number 5. We've seen a few tops of this one. Alex Puccio is walking the first problem. That must be hard, though, being the 9-time reigning champion. She knows she has to top most of these problems, if not all of them.
Yeah, she definitely has that experience, though. Probably the most experienced competitor the U.S. has ever had. Competed several years on the European World Cup circuit. Obviously competed at nationals for a number of years now, having won 9 times.
And there's Alex Puccio on the top of number 1. Not a problem. I do imagine she's going to down climb as much as possible to prevent that left knee from tweaking more.
See Megan Martin grappling with problem number 3. Still looking for somebody to break through. I suspect it will be soon.
Cicada Generic working her way up number 4, and this right here,
Victoria Perkins.
we have Victoria Perkins struggling on the hard move.
So close to the finish.
Oh, triceps, come on.
Just
Oh,
efforting
nice.
hard.
It's a good try-hard face. Come on. Oh, God.
That was a great effort from Victoria.
Those, yeah, definitely an A for try-hard. That was sick. Meanwhile, Cicada getting high on number 4. Look at this. Wow, Cicada the first top of number 4, and that's gonna earn her big points. Victoria tired from her mega effort on the last burn with only 20 seconds to go.
And next climber out of the gates, Delaney Miller.
Years old, from Fort Collins, Colorado. Well, from Texas, living in Fort Collins now. Delaney Miller, reigning sport climbing champion. Typically doesn't do as well in the bouldering comps, but I know she's been working on getting more powerful and trying to climb a little faster. And she has placed well recently, so looking forward to seeing what she can do with this comp.
Yeah, you wouldn't always associate her style with, you know, success at a bouldering competition like this, but she's always done pretty well at nationals, so definitely look for her to do well.
Claire Burfine there, about to do the infamous mantle finish, and she is taking a slightly different approach, and it works. There's a top for Claire Burfine.
Making it look easy. So we have Megan Mascarenas, Delaney Miller here on problem number 1. There's Megan Mascarenas on problem number 3. See if she can be the first woman to break through onto this head wall.
A couple of the biggest names in the comp are here right now competing. Delaney still kind of oozing her way up problem 1, and Megan actually just fell off at number 3, which is proving to be pretty hard.
And none of the women have been able to figure out that sequence yet.
Delaney's struggling to hold that sloper on number 1 that some of the women have just kind of cruised past. And she's making it work. Excellent. Top on number 1 from Delaney Miller. She needed that. Now Megan Mascarenas is heading up on number 3 again.
People, we got a long way to go through this qualifying round, but just make sure whenever you can, you are shouting out.
Anna Kelly there over on problem number 5, the far right side of the wall. Megan trying to pull out all the tricks on this problem. She is a seasoned competitor. She has a lot of experience trying to figure out these types of moves.
Wow, that looks like a stopper move. And Megan is one of the best in the comp here for sure, one of the strongest. She's been placing the highest. So if she can't do that section, we'll see.
Just got word from the guys over at the flash table. Mark and Keith, they have pulled their first name out of the chalk pot. The winner of the first prize goes to Pearlwood Prince. Pearl, if you are in the crowd, head on over. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, all you have to do is head on over to the flash table, write your name down on a piece of paper, and put it in the chalk pot, and every hour they will be picking a new winner. You could be winning a whole bunch of prizes down to a chalk pot, chalk brush.
Megan has 30 seconds left.
Make sure to go talk to Mark and Keith
to make this move. Oh, look at that. She just easily
can
made
reel
that
this
move on
in.
number 3.
Incredible move from Megan Mascarenas.
What's interesting is it looks like she tried roughly the same sequence that Kasia tried, and it happened to work. She's got 15 seconds, and on these slopers, that's going to be a tough one to get.
Look at the control.
10 seconds. She has 10 seconds. Come on.
She's not going to have enough time to...
Oh!
Wow.
Now that does not count as a top, does it? She did not control the finishing hold.
I think it's up to the judge down there on the map, but I don't think she would have gotten credit for controlling the finish hold there. Usually have to hold it for longer than a split second.
Yeah.
But that was a great effort from her. Clear high point at this point.
She's going to be tired after that effort, but as you've mentioned, she is a very seasoned competitor. She'll be fine. It's always hard to read her face. It's hard to tell what's going through Megan Mascarenas' mind. She's rarely smiling, even though you know she's happy after she's topped out on things. It's just, she's just a poker face.
And Emily Ziffer here off for the women on problem number 1. Emily's our 19th out of 45 women climbing today. See Alex Puccio making easy work of problem number 2.
Now the other thing going through Alex Puccio's head has got to be a little bit of fear of going for it that high off the ground. I know only recently has she really started practicing her dynos again after her knee surgery last year. So I gotta hand it to her. She's really putting it all on the line here for this comp.
Victoria Perkins there in women's 3. She's done really well so far, Chris. Been impressed by her climbing.
Yeah, I had never heard of her before. And it's just so fun to see new names here, as well as the old names like Cicada Generic. Ooh, just fell off 5. But yeah, she's been in the game for so long. And then, yeah, we have climbers like Emily Ziffer, 24 years old, who had just competed on number 1. A lot of names, a little bit of glory.
Reminder that we'll be here with the women's qualifiers till about 12:30 local time. And we'll be back this afternoon for the male qualifiers starting at 4 p.m. LT11.tv. We'll be streaming that live all afternoon into the night. Got a long list of male competitors, including 9-time national champion Daniel Woods. Back again. Bouldering Nationals.
Megan Martin's over there on number 4.
Cicada just topped out problem number 5. I think that's 3 tops for her.
That's awesome. Cicada
At
will
least 3.
She'll make it to semis, I imagine, which would be great to see.
We are well underway. The female qualifying round of the USAC Bouldering 2016 Nationals. Out of these 45 female competitors, we're going to take the top 20 that move along to the semifinal round tomorrow morning.
Got some heavy hitters here on the wall. Megan Mascarenas, Claire Burfine, Delaney Miller, and now Grace McKeon just starting the competition today. Got some Team Texas action.
Grace is a past finalist at Bouldering Nationals. She made finals in her first year of eligibility 2 years ago in Colorado Springs. Taking her time.
2 years ago, Grace was 5th place at the Bouldering Nationals. So she's definitely a front runner here in this comp. 17 years old now. She was the youngest competitor to make the US team.
Wall is just stacked with talent right now, Chris.
Oh,
Kasha
wow.
Pietrus, Megan Mascarenas, Claire Burfine, Delaney Miller, and Grace McKeon all climbing at the same time right now.
Yeah, this is a heck of a lot of talent at the moment. And Claire, by the way, just made that big move on number 3. I think that was her first attempt. There's Delaney.
Claire really able to put her height to work here on problem number 3.
And if Claire can actually latch the final hold and match it properly, she will technically probably be the first top of that problem. There's Delaney, no problem at all. Grace is off after completing it. Oh, Claire didn't quite make it.
Megan making quick work of problem number 4. 3 tops for her and a near top on the problem she did not complete.
People, if you start to get hungry or thirsty,
Remember that finishing problems is the #1 criteria for scoring here this weekend. You want to get to the top of the most climbs as possible.
until 10:30, a whole bunch of other snacks, including bagels.
The ladies semifinals is tomorrow morning, and for the strongest competitors here, today's basically like a rest day, Brian. I mean,
Active rest day.
Megan had to work on number 3, but so far, I think she's only had to try hard for like a minute. There she is, ooh, and we got a little smile. Nice.
It's interesting to note Claire's attempt on the 3rd problem, her last attempt where she tried to really reach through the sequence. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Didn't work that time. I'll be curious to see if she tries to do that way again or tries to do it more with the intended sequence.
Wow, yeah, just does that launch. Oh, less than a minute left. Claire will go for it again. You've really got to wonder, though, how much energy do you want to conserve for the final 2 problems? You know, she's kind of launching herself for this over and over. She's going to be that much more tired for the next 2. But, oh man, yeah, she looked tired on the slopers. Each competitor gets a 4-minute rest in between each problem while the other competitors climb. So 4 minutes can tick by real quick when you're pumped.
Yeah, it's not very long. You just go to your local bouldering gym and give yourself 4 minutes to figure out a problem you've never seen before.
Yeah.
Goes by real quick.
It's easy to forget too, because here we are watching. We have the advantage of seeing so many other competitors on these problems. We know possible sequences. This is the first time any of these competitors have seen these problems. They have 4 minutes from knowing nothing to sending, and that's stressful.
We see Jenna St. Germain out at women's #1. New climber out on the wall.
Puccio's brushing the holds herself. Don't they have people to do that at this comp?
I would think she'd have like a private hold brusher just traveling with her. And where's Joel?
Yeah, I did see Joel earlier.
I think we'll be seeing Joel Zur climbing this afternoon.
Yep.
Boyfriend of Alex Puccio. Quite the climber himself.
Megan Martin on the right of the screen there, trying to top out problem 5. Oh, and just not quite making it happen. I hope she tops that one out. It'd be nice to see Megan tomorrow morning competing.
So Alex used a minute of her time just evaluating the problem, brushing it. See how that works out for her here. It's a really committing move for somebody with a knee brace on.
Yeah. Oh, and Alex Puccio falls. That doesn't happen too often in any competition. Meanwhile, Victoria Perkins is struggling to make the final move of number 2, and she does it. Excellent work.
I think that was Emily Ziffer there, Chris.
Oh, that was Emily. Well, thank you for that.
Do you still have Victoria out on
Emily Ziffer.
problem 4?
That's right.
Once again, make sure to tell your friends, your family, the entire world to tune into LT11.TV.
And Alex Puccio with just a minute 45 seconds left when she steps on this problem.
Also, make sure to hashtag anything you are sending out into the social world. Hashtag USAC Bouldering.
See if Alex takes a different approach here. Something a little more control.
There it is. Alex makes that move. That was awesome.
See if Alex can sort out the top of this women's third problem, be the first competitor to finish it today. We saw Megan Mascarenas get close just a few minutes ago. Alex looking very controlled though. Finish hold is not very good, as you can see. So she's gonna have to go to it with some level of control, and she just loses her footing. Don't suspect that she will try this again. She's savvy enough to know that.
Did not get quite as high as Megan Mascarenas on that one. Megan at least got one hand controlled on the final hold.
See Victoria Perkins making her last attempts on problem number 4. She's climbed really well, Chris. I've been impressed with her.
Yeah, me too.
Take this opportunity to take a look at some live scores here. Get a look at the field through about half the running orders. You see Michaela Kirsch, Molly Rennie, and Kyra Condie in the top 3.
Next up for the ladies, we have
You can see
Leanna Lockhart.
3 tops right now is looking like a really good score.
Yeah, 3 tops. Cicada Generic in there in the top 5, which is really cool to see.
Best way to read this is tops. You want the most number of tops, and points you actually want a lower point value. That recognizes the place that you took on each individual problem, and we'll talk some more about this scoring as the weekend goes along, help people understand how this works.
And it looks like there's 3 tops, and problem number 3 is not one of them for even the competitors who have not finished yet, the strong ones like Megan and Alex Puccio.
We'll keep checking in on these scores as the round develops. A lot still to be determined here. Only halfway through this women's qualifying round, but a lot of the top competitors are out right now, so the scores will start to take shape here pretty soon. See Megan Mascarenas making quick work of problem number 5.
Very quick work, easily. Oh, it's just amazing because some women there, most of them, if they made it that far, were thrutching for the jug at the end, or the sloper rather. Megan just easily made that.
I think that'll put her in first place for now with 4 tops. Definitely see her in semifinals tomorrow morning, 10 a.m.
Leanna Lockhart starting us off here on problem number 1. Grace McKeon making her way near the top at number 2. There's Grace. Oh gosh, that just looks like a miserable hold. Awesome. Delaney Miller on number 3. She's already used up over half the time trying to figure out how to make this move that's been stopping most of the women. And now, yep, that's the sequence people have used. Let's see if Delaney can make it happen. Not much time
now
left.
A word from our sponsors, Cliff Bar. Cliff is committed to creating delicious, healthy food made in a way that respects and protects the places where people live, work, and play. People, it is simple. You put good food in, you get good performance out. Cliff Bar.
Claire Burfine stepping up for another attempt at problem 4. They have 1 minute to go. And judging by the way they're climbing, they might need that entire minute. Both Delaney and Claire struggling to make these problems happen. Now on a problem like number 3, where no one so far has topped out, what will be counted next in terms of most important in their scoring is the highest handhold they controlled.
Next up for the ladies, we have Maddie Morris.
Maddie Morris from Houston, Texas, 18 years old, about to step up to problem number 1.
Says she's into triathlons, which sounds like the opposite of climbing.
That's right.
Opposite of fun.
That's right. There's Alex Puccio. First crack at problem number 4. We've only seen, what, 1 or 2 tops on number 4, isn't that right?
And just a few.
Yeah.
It's looking like the second most difficult problem so far after the third problem. Alex looking very comfortable so far, though. Or at least as comfortable as you can.
Yeah.
I mean, she was climbing V12 with a knee brace on 2 months after surgery.
Yeah. There's Alex. These final moves appeared pretty difficult. Let's see if she can make them look easy, as she usually does. Yep.
Really nice work from Alex Puccio.
Alex Puccio with another top.
I'll note that she's really back when she starts doing pull-ups on the finish holds.
That's right. The one arm lock off and the other arm fist pumping.
She probably saves that for tomorrow.
Yeah. I mean, I would. Why not? And we just had Maddie Morris top out number 1. Emily Ziffer right at the crux of problem 3. And there's Victoria Perkins, her final problem of qualifiers. That problem looks like a throwback to the 1980s, Brian. Just micro holds on a vert wall.
Just under a minute remaining in this round. Caught a glimpse of Danielle Woods in the shot there. A lot of the men hanging out watching the women compete this morning.
40 seconds left for Victoria Perkins on problem number 5. I would guess she'll appear in semifinals tomorrow, judging solely on what it's kind of looked like. We certainly don't have any data on that, but she has been climbing well, especially for a little-known climber.
All right, we're going to take a chance to catch our breath here. Chris, we're about halfway through this qualifying round. We'll be right back. You're watching the 2016 USA Climbing Bouldering National Championships.
Even the best laid plans are only suggestions, because there are always forks in the roads and options for everything. How do you adventure?
Welcome back to continuing live coverage of the 2016 USA Climbing Bouldering National Championships. Live at the Monona Terrace in Madison, Wisconsin. Brian Runnels and Chris Widener hanging with you all day, all night.
And all day tomorrow.
And all weekend. Bringing you the action. About halfway through our women's qualifying round here.
Rebecca Vincent, you're just seeing there on problem number 1. She's a 19-year-old from Palo Alto, California. Along with her on the wall are Grace McKeon, Delaney Miller, and Leanna Lockhart. Delaney just fell off number 4. Grace is struggling with the crux of number 3. Claire Burfine on the far right of the screen. There it is on number 5. All right, we got Leanna Lockhart trying to do the final moves of problem 2, which appear to be the crux of this problem. And she's off. That's Claire Burfine trying to make the final move on problem number 5.
You can see her really fighting her height here. She's trying to sink low on those holes to keep her center of gravity low, and she's just not able to do it. Rousehead is doing a nice job of testing the climbers in all disciplines here in this qualifying round. We saw Claire kind of getting a little bit of an advantage on the third problem with her height, but it coming back on the last problem to be a little bit of a hindrance.
You're seeing Grace McKeon on the left there and Delaney Miller on the right. What's interesting to me, Brian, is that these problems appear so involved that often the competitors are using up well over half of their time on their first attempt. So what that means is they're only getting 1 or 2, maybe 3 attempts in on each problem, but often only 1 or 2. So every effort counts.
Reminder to join the conversation all weekend on social media with the hashtag USAC Bouldering. Jump in the YouTube chat room. Join the conversation there. Time expires on this round. Moving right along to our next competitor. The action does not stop here at Bouldering Nationals. No breaks. Becky Switzer out for the women, has at least one fan in DJ AJ.
That's right. She's 35 years old from Bozeman, Montana. Double the age of most of the competitors here, but it sure is nice to see that. We've had a few women who are more mature. in this competition so far, and that's been a refreshing sight, I think. She's also interested in ice climbing and skiing. Emily Ziffer on the right, problem number 4. One in from the right, that is. Meanwhile, Alex Puccio inching her way up, problem number 5. I expect an easy top out from Puccio, our 9-time bouldering world champion.
Nice work by Alex Puccio.
There it is.
Topping 4 out of the 5 problems.
Yep.
Looking very solid, I would say, Chris.
Very. And interestingly, she is probably in second place to Megan so far, because Megan did get 1 hold higher than she did on problem 3. But no matter. We'll see how that goes tomorrow in the semis and the finals.
Yep, nobody's winning the comp today. Just all about making it to semifinals tomorrow. Trying to position yourself for that final round tomorrow night. That's when it's really going to count.
Talk to Mark and Keith. They are giving away prizes every hour or whenever they feel like.
Becky Switzer struggling on problem 1.
On a piece of paper and put it in one of the chalk pots over there, and they will be drawing eventually and let you know if you won either a chalk pot or some chalk, some stickers. They got a whole bunch of cool stuff that they're giving away.
Emily Ziffer on problem 4. An impressive effort so far. This has spit off quite a few climbers, quite a few strong climbers, and Emily tops it out. Very impressive. Back to Becky Switzer there on problem 1. Delaney looking a bit frustrated after not having topped out the last couple problems.
Next up on the tab is Georgia Bank.
Delaney Miller eyeing up her last problem in this qualifying round. Finishing it would go a long way to getting her into semifinals tomorrow.
I want to say, Brian, that she'll need to finish it. Do you think that's fair to say, or we really don't know at this point? But
I think definitely 3 tops will get into semis, so
yep.
We'll have to see how she does here.
Grace McKeon in the center of the screen on problem number 4. One that has seen fewer top outs than not. Not too many women have done that one. Huh. Delaney trying to figure out the first bit. Georgia Bank, 15 years old from Brooklyn, New York.
Gotta be one of our youngest competitors.
Yeah. Now, what's the age cutoff for adult nationals here?
I think the way it works is they have to turn 16 within this year. So that's how Grace McKeon made it to finals when she was 15
Got it.
a couple years back. That's why a lot of people want to know if Ashima Shirei, she's competing this weekend. She's not old enough to compete yet, which I can't wait for that day.
Yeah.
It'd be really fun to see her compete on the stage. But that's why maybe you don't see some of those younger competitors that you read about here at Nationals. They're just not eligible to compete on the World Cup circuit, so that's how that works out.
Yep. Delaney Miller finally made it past the first move of problem 5, thankfully. Knew she could do it. You know she wants the top of this one. Just over a minute and a half left, so this could be her only attempt past the first move. It's amazing how quickly the time goes by when you're under that kind of pressure.
Feels like the comp's almost over.
Indeed, indeed.
Other than the 10 to 12 hours of additional broadcasting still to come.
That's right.
This is a great weekend if you love to watch climbing on the internet or in person if you're in the area.
It's about that time
A lot of people here cheering on their favorite climbers right now. Place will be packed tomorrow for semifinals and finals.
Oh yeah. Delaney Miller kind of going up and down a bit on problem 5. Trying to figure out, they can't have much more time. I don't see a clock at the moment, but
it's about 30 seconds left.
It's got to be getting close. Grace McKeon trying to make the hard final moves of problem 4 and not making it happen. Oh, Delaney not making the top. So she's only gotten 2 tops, which will mean that it's kind of up in the air.
Georgia Bank making a last-ditch effort on pawn number 1. Not quite able to finish it. Good effort from her.
We've got Isabel Gifford stepping up to problem number 1. 16 years old from Austin, Texas.
Got our 27th climber in the running order.
Maddie Morris right there.
Actually,
on problem
26,
number 3.
excuse me. 26th climber out. Actually, no, 27th. I'll correct myself again.
You're allowed to do that, Brian.
It is Isabel Gifford.
Jenna St. Germain in the corner of problem 4. Pulling out all the stops for that techie arete and volume problem. Not a whole lot of success going on in the wall at the moment. A lot of ladies trying hard, but no tops yet this round.
I think we're starting to see some of the separation between the field. We just had really a gauntlet of top climbers come out.
Indeed, a gauntlet.
If that's even a thing.
It's a thing, man.
That's what the route setters are looking for. They're looking to separate the competitors evenly and fairly amongst the entire 45 women field. Narrow things down for semifinals. be the top 20 competing in semifinals tomorrow.
Emily Ziffer just falling off problem 5, but she got very close. Isabel Gifford stepping up to give problem number 1 another shot.
I see a lot of smartphones going
With
in here, taking pictures,
just over a
videos.
minute left.
Make sure you are hashtagging everything USAC Bouldering so that the world can keep track of what is going on here in Madison, Wisconsin. Once again, that's hashtag USAC Bouldering.
Becky Switzer on problem 2. What you're looking at right now is Isabel Gifford on 1. Becky Switzer on the right of your screen there. And Isabel makes it to the top of problem 1. That'll be good for her. Just 17 seconds left for the final moves there. Emily Ziffer in the background. There she is. Just a few seconds left. Can she make the final move? And no, she's off.
Stepping up to problem number 1, Rachel Farmer.
Rachel Farmer is a 27-year-old from Flagstaff, Arizona. She'll be attempting problem number 1. Grace McKeon on number 5. Georgia Bank on number 2 there. Good fight by Georgia Bank. Rachel there looking good on number 1. Rachel's working that sloper on number 1. It's kind of a common stalling point for these competitors. Oh, and she's off with just about half the time left, 2 minutes to go. That's how much time it takes to really work these problems, especially the long ones like number 1. Georgia Bank.
Chris, we still haven't seen a top of women's 3.
That's right. I wonder if we even will.
Still have some contenders coming up. Nina Williams, Lisa Chulich, Sydney Trinidad.
Bimini Horseman too. Yep.
So Lily Canavan coming up later is a name to keep an eye on. She won the Dark Horse Championship last weekend in Boston. I'm excited to see her climb.
Rebecca Vincent on problem number 3. Her tights match the holds just perfectly. And we got Jenna St. Germain on the floor. Got about 20 seconds left for Rachel Farmer on the left of the screen there, trying to get up number 1. 27 years old. Which, unfortunately, sounds kind of old in this comp.
Yeah, the dynamic on the women's side is a little different this year. Some of the veteran competitors like Angie Payne and Alex Johnson are not here this year competing.
Next up for the ladies, we have Sarah.
Definitely seems like the youth contingent is poised to take over here with Megan Mascarenas leading that charge.
That's right. And it will be a takeover. It's just a matter of when, Brian, and it could be this year.
It's definitely a theme we'll be watching for the women and the men. We'll have plenty of time to talk about that with the men later, but obviously you have Daniel Woods coming back to try and win his 10th national championship, and strong field trying to chase him down.
Yep.
We'll see them later this afternoon.
Meanwhile, there's Maddie Morris getting up on number 4. A baffling sequence in that corner. Sarah Pierce is on number 1. She's an 18-year-old from California. Been climbing since she was 5 years old. If only we had done that, Brian, we'd be in this competition, perhaps?
Did they have climbing when you were 5 years old, Chris?
You know, when I was 5 years old, we were climbing trees to find food.
That must have been a long time ago.
Becky Switzer on the baffling problem number 3, which still has not yet seen a proper top. Megan Mascarenas did get closest by touching it with both hands. But that could be an unclimbable problem in this round. We'll see. Sarah Pierce working that volume sloper. I can only imagine it's getting slightly harder to hold with all that chalk on it, and nobody seems to be brushing it. Becky Switzer there, holding on to the miserable slopers of problem 3 and then letting go. Another shot at Maddie Morris. But there's really nothing to pull down on. You can't just grab a hold there.
Next up on the sponsorship list is Entreprise Wall Systems. That's EPUSA.com. They're the official climbing wall supplier of USA Climbing, and if you couldn't tell, they are the wall that's in front of you now.
Seats are filling in here at our venue in Wisconsin. Here we are on the Monona Terrace, right by beautiful Lake Monona.
It looks beautiful and inhospitable out there this weekend.
It does.
It's always warm inside here at the Monona Terrace. It's really a beautiful venue for this comp, like very cavernous space, lots of room for the competitors. There's actually an entire wall the same size as the one you're looking at in this room to the left where the competitors can warm up in isolation.
Yep. And where we can train in our off hours, of course.
Got to get ready for this broadcast.
That's right. We have 25-year-old Sarah Williams starting up on problem number 1. She's from Houston, Texas. A lot of Texas folks.
She's interested in tattoos of dinosaurs. That's a new one.
Nice. And power walking. Power walking, huh?
Chris, if you had to get a tattoo of a dinosaur, which dinosaur would you pick?
Pterodactyl.
Think so? I think I'd be more of a raptor. Raptor guy myself.
Like the Velociraptor?
Yeah.
Dude.
Not like the raptor that makes all the climbing areas in Boulder close.
Exactly.
Not that kind of raptor.
Yeah. Because I don't think they're dinosaurs.
Have you seen one?
Ooh, good point. Good point.
See Leanna Lockhart there. Leanna's done well in this competition in the past.
Problem number 5 from Leanna Lockhart. Making the final moves in the final moments of her time here at Qualifiers. And with a daft toe hook, she matches the final hold. Meanwhile, some of the competitors are resting. 3 out of 4 are resting right now. Each attempt takes so much energy, yet they only have 4 minutes. Great shots of Georgia Bank. Working on number 3. Here's the Crux move that only a few women have solved.
It's a fun move because we can see the inclination for the climbers just try and jump to that move, and I don't think anybody's stuck it that way. They've had to get their foot up and give a little more thought.
That's right. I think Claire was able to do some crazy kind of jump cross through, but only with major effort, and she is nearly 6 feet tall.
Yeah,
so.
she's got to be the tallest competitor in the field for the women.
Yep. Burly girly.
Next up for the ladies, we have Sophie Kwan.
Coming up on 11 o'clock local time, our last competitor is scheduled to come out right around 11:52 or so. It's about an hour before the last competitor comes out, so about an hour and a half left in this qualifying round. It's only about 20 more competitors still to come.
Sophie Kwan on the left of your screen there. She's a 16-year-old from Plano, Texas. Just been climbing for 4 years. Curious to see if she has that strong Texas blood in her that's gotten all these other Texas ladies so high up in the ranks. Sarah Pierce there on number 2. Sarah Pierce is off of number 2. Meanwhile, Sophie Kwan on the infamous sloper volume of problem number 1. getting close now to using up half of the time, which is 4 minutes total, trying to struggle up these problems. The flash attempt is a very, very important attempt, especially it's looking like on problem number 1, which is taking competitors the longest to get to the top of.
Reminder that you can get all the information about Bouldering Nationals at usaclimbing.org. Go there to check out running orders, results, schedules, all the information for Bouldering Nationals.
Sophia Kwan with less than 45 seconds left to get up problem number 1. She's got at least one fan in the crowd cheering her on. The crowd, which by the way is slowly getting bigger. We will see this whole house packed tomorrow, that's for sure. And looks like Sophie just pulled it off with only 15 seconds to go. That was an excellent effort. Sophie Kwan, 16 years old. Always great to see the younger climbers find success.
And stepping up on the pad, qualifier number 1, Zoe Steinberg.
Zoe Steinberg is our latest competitor, stepping up to problem number 1. She's 19 years old and has placed as well as first in the Bouldering Youth Nationals a number of years ago. She's a name that has been around for a little while. Second place in last year's Dark Horse Championships. Definitely a contender in this comp this weekend. Zoe Steinberg.
After all the ladies have done climbing, you all are going to be looking for something to eat. Make sure to go down to Ian's Pizza. It's pizza by the slice right here in Madison over on State Street. Very, very close to the venue. They also have full pies that are available. They have unique pieces like mac and cheese, taco pizza, and the Macadilla Killa.
Zoe Steinberg clawing her way to the top in record speed, it seems. That was a very quick top out, just a minute and a half to get up number 1. She's going to have quite a bit of time to rest. The only climber that comes to mind who probably did that faster was Kyra Condie.
Yeah, Kyra was really motoring earlier this morning during her qualifying round.
And we have another winner from the flash table. The name's Gary Hammer. Gary, you have won some prizes from Flash. Make sure you head on over to their table and claim your prize. If you don't know what I'm talking about, all you have to do is go to the Flash table, talk to Mark and Keith, and put your name in one of the chalk pots, and they will be drawing winners every hour or whenever they feel like it until they run out of prizes to give. Once again, that's Flash. They are the official flooring supplier of USA Climbing.
Just about a minute left. And both climbers are off. They definitely did not err on the side of easier problems in these qualifiers. It sure seems not that many people have topped out number 4 and 5 especially, and nobody has truly topped out number 3. So it's a rough open here on a Friday morning.
Loving those pants though.
What's that, Brian?
Loving those pants on the far right side of the wall.
Oh yeah.
I have to try and find a pair. It's Rebecca Vincent.
We should have tank tops like that. 10 seconds to go. Last ditch effort. They are called off the wall.
All right, we're going to take a quick break to catch our breath. Come back with the final competitors.
For EP, climbing walls and handholds is our business, but that's really not why we're here. We're here to enrich people's lives and introduce climbing to the world. We know that once somebody gets an opportunity to go indoors and climb on a climbing wall, that they're going to be hooked and they're going to be a climber for life.
Welcome back to 2016 USA Climbing Bouldering National Championships live from the Monona Terrace in Madison, Wisconsin. Brian Reynolds and Chris Widener continuing the action here. And Chris, it's been an exciting round so far. We've seen a lot of the top competitors out. What do you make of what you've seen so far?
Gosh, there haven't been that many surprises in terms of the field we'd expect to move on to semifinals tomorrow morning. But there sure are a lot of young, strong climbers, some of whom I've never heard of. And I'm just constantly impressed. It seems like anybody can possibly do well in this round. There's 5 boulder problems. They have 4 minutes each. And God, like you said, it's been so exciting. It's gone by so quickly. It's hard to believe we only have, down to 15 or so competitors.
We've got a new competitor out here on women's number 1, Bimini Horseman from Newton, Massachusetts. Just 16 years old. Well, like a lot of these competitors, have been climbing most of her life.
And with a very quick and easy top of problem number 1, Bimini Horseman, she is definitely a contender in this comp. She's climbed really well in the Dark Horse last weekend in Boston. And she got 2nd place in Dark Horse last year, actually, in 2015. So Bimini Horseman, definitely one to watch.
See Sophia Kwan there wrestling with problem number 2. Grappling with those volumes that have basically no friction on them whatsoever.
Yeah, it's interesting. The texture of these volumes is everything from coarse grit sandpaper to those, like the one she has her heel on there. Those are like smooth as glass. So you really need to take a look. All of these competitors need to study where the friction really is, because it's hard to tell at first glance.
Becky Switzer getting called off as time expires. Climbers have to come off the wall as soon as their time ends. Gonna look at our new climber out on the wall. Who we got over there, Chris?
Glad you asked, Brian. We're looking at Bronwyn BK Carnes, age 15, from Burlington, Ontario.
That's what it says there.
That is what it says.
Even though this is the U.S. National Championship, foreign competitors can compete. They just they cannot become national champion.
Yeah, and confusingly, we have had a couple instances like that. Not the least of which was last year's men's final, but we'll talk more about that one later. Meanwhile, there's BK Carnes.
Now she has some fans out there watching in the chat room on YouTube. A lot of people in there talking about what they're seeing. People tweeting with the hashtag USAC Bouldering. Bouldering Nationals, productivity killer for another year.
Zoe Steinberg making the match on the final hold of problem 2. That's 2 tops very quickly for Zoe Steinberg. If she gets one more top, I'm just going to say that that's going to secure her place in semis. It's hard to tell from where we're at right now, but it seems like 3 tops is a guarantee to get into semis tomorrow.
Yeah, we're going to get an update on the scores in a second, but you're exactly right, Chris. 3 tops should be good enough to get into semis. Even potentially 2 tops, the way things are shaking out.
Yeah. Yeah, these are proving to be quite difficult problems.
Still waiting for our first top on problem number 3. Running out of competitors to finish it.
That's right.
Just a handful left. Take this opportunity to look at some scores. See Megan Mascarenas and Alex Puccio in the top 2, not surprising at all. See them both with 4 tops. Megan Martin, very nice performance by her in 3rd place.
That's excellent to hear.
Great to see Cicada Generic there in 10th place. Molly Rennie looking strong as well. Claire Burfine struggled a little bit, but looks like she's going to make it through to semis. Katie Lamb. We're seeing the cutoff for semis probably going to be around 2 tops, maybe 1, depending on how the remaining competitors do.
Yep, and
you can see some of the remaining competitors still.
Yep, Delaney Miller's in there. And looks like we're going to head back to the wall. Bronwyn Carnes, the only one climbing at the moment, problem number 1.
Next up on the mat is Madison local Katie Lawler.
We've got a local from
alert.
Madison, Wisconsin.
Local alert.
Local alert, that's right, yeah. Katie Lawler, 26 years old, says she's only been climbing for 4 years. Always interesting to see how newcomers to the national competition scene are going to do. I always love to see that.
It's one of the fun things about nationals, that it's an opportunity for people that wouldn't normally get to compete on a national stage like this when the comp comes to Madison or Colorado Springs or wherever the comp goes next year.
Yeah.
Which is a top secret
That's right.
piece of information at this moment. Gives people an opportunity to compete on a really fun stage here.
Sophie Kwan. That was Bimini Horseman in the green top there, working problem 2. And Katie Lawler, that is, the local here. I gotta admit, Brian, I do root for the locals.
Yeah, Katie climbs at the local bouldering gym here, Boulders Climbing Gym, where they're having the Citizens National Championship tomorrow. And a lot of people that are here to spectate will be over there competing.
Isabel Gifford there on problem number 5. This is her last problem of the qualifying round. Katie was off now on problem 1. And that's a top of number 5.
I think that's Isabel Gifford, topping number 5.
And as we just saw with the scoring, it looks like some will qualify for semis with only 2 tops. So a top of number 5, I don't remember exactly how she did, but I think we're gonna see her in semis tomorrow. With less than a minute to go, the climbers are up on the wall now for probably their last attempt, unless they fall super low. Bimini Horseman struggling a little more than I'd expect on number 2. It seems like there's a secret sequence that she just hasn't quite unlocked that some other competitors have been able to do pretty quickly. She's determined, though, kind of throwing herself at this wall. Katie Lawler still kind of studying problem 1, not able to get up that one yet. And 4 minutes is just about up. Doesn't appear that she knows that she'll be called off. Coming up next for the ladies is Lily Canavan. Interesting, because just last weekend she won the dark horse competition in Boston. She's 17 from Newton, Massachusetts. Another major contender.
Yeah, I've not seen her climb before. So this will be our first look at Lily Canavan, Bouldering Nationals.
There's a shot of Lily Canavan looking down the corner of problem 1, and that was a barely, just caught herself on that volume. I'd expect her to flash this problem. Bronwyn Carness on the right of your screen there. Just about to enter the crux of problem number 2, the final moves. There she is. This is a notoriously difficult hold to grab, and she's making it look pretty easy, sort of. BK gets the top, and Lily's reaching for the top of problem 1, and she gets it as well. There she is, big bright smile from Lily Canavan. She'll now have a couple minutes in addition to the next 4 minutes of rest before number 2.
People who are getting hungry or thirsty, have no fear. Head on over to the snack shack, far right side. of the stage.
She's got some kinesio tape for what I'm guessing is some kind of shoulder issue.
Bunch of stuff to crave your hunger. They're also serving some assorted drinks, including coffee. And here in Madison, Wisconsin, we serve alcohol.
Rachel Farmer on problem number 5. Ooh, and Rachel is off of number 5. Very close, though.
Chris, as this women's round wraps up here, reminder that we'll be back for the men's qualifiers this afternoon at 4 p.m. You can catch it on LT11.tv. We've got a ton of big names lined up this afternoon. Guys like Jimmy Webb, Rob D, Vasi Brodnikov back after an injury last year, kept him away. Nathaniel Coleman, who is really on a tear in the last year. Josh Larson, Carla Traversi, Daniel Woods, Ian Dory, last year's winner, Muhammad Jafari.
Yep.
Kai Leitner, a lot of people excited to see him compete. And Ty Landman making the trip out to Madison.
Nice.
Love watching Ty climb.
There's Sarah Williams with just 15 seconds left on 4, and she fell off. Rachel has one more shot at getting the final hold of problem 5, and she's off as well. Excellent efforts. That's Maya Madere.
Except for the ladies, we have Maya Madere.
16-year-old from Austin, Texas. We saw her at the Seco Block comp in August. Windsurfing, skiing, violin, and art is what she's into other than rock climbing. Sophie Kwan on problem 4 there. It's really interesting. Every single competitor has kind of had some funky action with that corner, and a lot of them have just been slipping off just like that. Makes me want to try these problems and just see what they're up against.
I would try them, but only if nobody else was watching.
Yeah.
Be bad for our image, Chris.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely no cameras for me.
And no uncut footage. You see Sophia tiptoeing over to that hold.
I think that might be Sarah Pierce, actually.
Yeah, thanks, Chris.
Yeah.
Our vantage point here, we are on the exact opposite corner of the venue from that far side of the wall. It's gonna be a little hard to see what's going on over there.
Meanwhile, Maya, high on number 1. Looks like she's about to finish it. Nobody's fallen off this last move. Bam. In the bag. Back in the corner, Sophia Kwan is giving another shot on this balancy technical problem, which only a few of the competitors have topped out. That's number 4. Right there is number 5 with Sarah Pierce. Bimini Horseman in the center of the screen on problem number 3.
People, if you like what you see so far, keep in mind this is just the qualifying round. Out of these 45 female competitors, we will be taking the top.
Shot of our next competitor, Robin Raggins.
Semifinals that happen tomorrow morning. Also, later on this afternoon, after about a 3-hour break, once we're finished here, We're going to have the guys go at it. There are 90 male competitors that we have to get through this afternoon. And of them, only 20 will be moving on to those semifinals.
There are twice as many men competing as women.
Crazy.
Should be a fun evening.
Sarah Pierce. Oh. And that would be her last shot at problem 5. We're about to see Robin Ragan, 17 years old from Chicago, step up to problem number 1.
Is Robin Reagan's.
Lily Canavan in problem 2. The competitors are always taking the first 30 to 60 seconds to check out the problems, because I'll remind the audience, this is the very first time any of these competitors have seen these problems. So they have 4 minutes to first look at the problem, identify a sequence, and then climb the problem. It's extremely stressful, and it's a skill in its own right, just trying to read these problems from the ground.
Yeah, even though a lot of the competitors are younger, as we've been pointing out, they're very seasoned competitors. They've been competing on the U circuit for years, so they actually have a lot of experience dealing with these kinds of situations, and they're used to the pressure and, you know, taking their time to sort of figure out what they want to do in their 4-minute time period.
Yeah, you noticed that Alex Puccio even took a full 60 seconds of looking at problem 3 before she even stepped on the holds. Kind of classic experience coming through there. No rush. Robin Ragans on problem 1. Lily Canavan on the right of the screen, making problem 2 look easy.
See how her shoulder does on this press move.
Yeah, that can't be good for a compromised shoulder. We don't know exactly what the issue is, but the tape looks cool. In fact, I might start doing that myself. Lily with her second of 2 tops.
So far, so good.
Definitely one to keep an eye on here in semis tomorrow, where she no doubt will be. Got Zoe Steinberg on problem 4 there on the right. She's been climbing well. Didn't quite get up there to the top of 4, but she still has time. Meanwhile, Robin is still kind of battling with number 1. There's a shot of Zoe Steinberg. Oh, I gotta think, Brian, that sloper is just getting worse and worse as the competitors grab it and don't seem to be brushing it.
See what Robin decides to do.
Just about 45 seconds left. They're going to have to rush these final attempts. All of these problems are taking quite a while to climb. They're complicated, they're balance oriented, and hard to read. Problem 5 there. Sarah Williams. Ah.
Looks like Robin's going to run out of time unless she can jump to the finish from here.
Yeah.
They'll dyno to the finish.
An excellent effort anyway by Robin. Good spirit.
Sydney Trinidad coming out for the women. She has done well at nationals in the past. One of the more unheralded climbers, I would say, on the national stage. Might be some of that West Coast bias.
Yeah, that's right.
East Coast bias, whatever it is.
She's from Seattle. Climbs for Vertical World. She was last year's speed climbing champion as well. Another one of the competitors who also is a runner. Delaney Miller is probably the most famous of the competitors who is also a runner. Oh, got Bimini Horseman barely clinging to problem 4. She's nearing the top. Oh, she's off.
Gets ejected from that tricky sequence. It's actually fun to see how Alex Puccio did that. She really used really solid technique. And a lot of the competitors are just trying to float their way through that, and it's not working.
Sydney Trinidad just topped number 1, and Maya Madere topped out number 2.
In case you did not know, all of this action is being streamed live by Louder Than 11 on LT11.tv. That's right, everybody that you know could be watching this same exact competition that you are now by tuning into LT11.tv. Make sure to call everyone you know and let them know. Also,
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. Welcome back to 2016 USA Climbing Bouldering National Championships, live from the Monona Terrace in Madison, Wisconsin. Brian Runnels, Chris Widener, rolling along here in the women's qualifier round. We're nearing the end, Chris.
We sure are, and it's gone very quickly. We've gone through we're on our 40th competitor out of 45, about to step up here. We're going to have Haley Saferstein from Chicago coming up. Meanwhile, there's still a little bit of time left in this round. Just 10 seconds to go before Haley steps up to the wall. A couple names are still here to come though, Brian. We still have Nina Williams, who won one of the rounds of the Dark Horse series anyway. I think back in November she did, and did quite well. She's from Boulder, Colorado. We have Lisa Chulich up and Sarah Griffith, both names that are very familiar with competitions like this.
Yeah, Nina might be our last chance to see a send on prom number 3. We had Megan Mascarenas earlier getting her hand on the finish hole, but not able to control it with both hands and get credit for the finish on that problem.
And
we missed it earlier. Excuse me, Chris. Megan Mascarenas in first place in qualifiers right now, followed by Alex Puccio. Not surprising at all to see that.
That's right. Robin Raggins grappling with number 2. Lily Canavan on number 3. I'll be curious to see how Lily deals with this Crux encounter. We've seen several women get past this midsection of this problem, but like Brian just said, nobody has controlled the top.
really very few climbers have gotten past the halfway point. Just a few. Claire, Burfine, Alex, Puccio, and I think Megan Mascarenas might be the only competitors to even get past that move.
Haley on number 1. Not exactly sure how to pronounce her last name. I think it's Safferstein. 19 years old. Robin Raggins there, resting between attempts on problem 2. Excellent aerial view there from our buddies at Airworks Cinema. There's Lily. Problem 3. The jump method doesn't work, and we have the advantage of knowing that from here.
Yeah, that's proven to be a fruitless approach thus far.
Got Bronwyn, Carnus, problem 4. It seems like every single move of problem 4 is difficult. Unlike some of these problems, we've seen people falling from almost every move on number 4, and not very many topping it out. But there she is, BK, fighting for it.
People, if you like what you see so far,
Haley working the corner and roof of problem 1. Just 10 seconds left for Haley and she's off.
and stepping up onto the mat, we have Nina Williams. As I was saying before, if you like what you see so far, these problems came to life not only by
Nina Williams out for the women now. Now there's a couple people out there, especially waiting for her in the chat room. So long awaited Nina Williams appearance. It's finally happened.
Nina Williams is definitely one of our strongest competitors. She got first place in one of the rounds of the Dark Horse competition, and she has recently been interested in trad climbing. Kind of mentally, at least, she says, taking a back seat to competitions rather, taking a back seat. But that seemed to serve her well so far. Maybe she's just putting less pressure on herself.
And Nina's on the cover of the current Rock and Ice magazine, doing the opposite of a bouldering competition.
That's right.
Crack climbing in Yosemite.
Sydney Trinidad trying to top out number 2. Oh, that's about as close as we've seen, and not getting it. But excellent effort by Sydney. There's Nina Williams casually approaching the summit of problem number 1. Not surprising.
Nice work for Nina Williams. Just about 2 minutes left in this round. Katie Lawler there on problem number 4. A lot of people working these mats right now. These problems are very difficult, Even though some of our top competitors made a few of them look easy, they are not.
Got some big guns there on the screen. Puccio and Nina Williams. Some of the biggest biceps in female bouldering.
Remember, we're trying to get our top 20 competitors out of this group of 45 women to go into semifinals tomorrow morning. Be broadcast live at 10 a.m. Central Time, LT11.TV. It's your source for all the live coverage this weekend.
Bimini Horseman in the green with her last problem of the qualifying round, problem 5. I think we've seen that exact same shot so many times because everybody seems to be struggling quite a bit with where to get that left foot on problem number 5. It's a pretty interesting little zone there on that problem. We've seen it done several different ways. Hopefully this is one of those ways. Oh. Next up here is Lisa Chulich, problem number 1, based in Portland, Oregon, a regular at these comps.
And next up for the ladies, we have Lisa Chulich.
23 years old, been climbing for 7 years. Also often seen on the beach volleyball circuit. That's a combo you don't see too often, climbing and beach volleyball.
Not usually a lot of mountainous features on the beach.
Indeed. Haley Saferstein there on problem 2. Lisa Chulich. A former gymnast. You can tell by her build, Lisa has the strength to make this happen. And a top on problem 1 from Lisa Chulich.
Nice work by Lisa. She's done well at nationals in the past, finishing 7th a few years back when nationals was in Colorado Springs.
There's Lily Canavan again on problem 4. Doing the splits on problem 4.
Nice.
Yeah, another top on problem 4 by Lily Canavan. That's a rare sighting at this qualifying round. Well done.
We'll be seeing her tomorrow in semifinals.
That's for sure. We could be seeing her in finals. Who knows? That was an excellent performance. Bronwyn Karnas going for the final hold on 5, and she makes it.
Reels it in.
That actually looked pretty chill. With just 30 seconds left, made it happen.
Robin Reagans trying to figure this problem out. Looks like that's going to be it for this rotation. As we move on to our next climbers, we'll try and update you on the scores as we have them. Megan Mascarenas and Alex Puccio still on top. Not much fluctuation in the top 10. Zoe Steinberg, though, in 5th place.
Wow, that's impressive.
Taking a look at our 11th through 20th place.
And coming up next, far left, we have
Not too many changes here. Leanna Lockhart, Sophia Kwan moving into qualifying position for semifinals tomorrow. Looks like the cutoff is going to be right around 2 tops like we were thinking, Chris.
That's right.
It's going to be very close for that cutoff for semifinals. The top 20 will go move on to tomorrow.
And no big surprises yet, really, with people not qualifying. Back on the wall here. Looks like we've got Sarah Griffith on problem number 1.
That will not stop until well into the night.
Sarah Griffith is 19 years old from Los Alamitos, California. She's been climbing for more than half of her life. A couple years ago, she was 5th in the Youth Bouldering Nationals. So we can expect some good things here from Sarah Griffith. A fan of crocheting. Nina Williams making her way up problem 2 casually. Euro chalk blow. Look at that.
No official points for style, but on the commentator scorecard, she's just ringing it up right now.
Yep.
She looks very, very strong. Nina Williams, 2 for 2. 2 flashes. Well on her way to make it to semifinals.
Wow.
Would love to see her finish problem number 3.
We just got the triple top, I believe. Was that a top on 4 as well? I kind of missed it. I was too enraptured by the first 2 problems, but got some ladies
Sure looks
crushing
that
it
way,
right
yeah.
there. Jeez.
Usually if the... Who was that down there, Chris?
That's a great question. Was that Maya?
I believe so.
Yeah, Maya Madere with another top of number 4, rare.
Some extreme sports action all happening at once.
Sydney Trinidad at the crux of problem 3. We'll see if she can kind of work out that tricky right heel hook, which has been the only way that competitors have really made it through there, minus perhaps Claire Burfind with 1 dyno.
Well, there is still time to head over to the plastic and get your name in the chalk pot. They are doing a raffle prize every hour.
Got 1 minute and 10 seconds left right now for this round.
Sydney Trinidad not sure what to make of this women's number 3. It's perplexed the majority of the competitors at this point.
That's right.
Vast majority. But there's always one problem every round that has to be difficult.
.45 seconds left, and Sydney's going to go for it one more time. Why not? Yeah, without that right heel hook, that's an impossibly long way to a bad hold. All right, just a few seconds on our way to Lily Canavan's final problem. She's about to start number 5, and coming up on problem number 1 is Juliana Price, a 28-year-old from Colorado Springs who's been climbing for 5 years. She's a professional aerial acrobat. Juliana Price.
I have to ask to see some of that later.
Yeah, well, hopefully she can put it to use on some of these problems today.
It's fun to see all the different talents climbers have. You know, as climbers, we start to think a little one-dimensionally sometimes. You know, climbing is everything, and people with a lot of diverse interests and skill sets out here competing.
I mean, are you saying that climbing isn't everything?
No, not saying that.
Okay.
Not officially.
Robin Raggins. Problem 4. Lisa Chulich on number 2. Scanning for holds, trying to figure out how the heck to grapple with these slick volumes. Meanwhile, Lily is quietly making her way toward the top of number 5. Lisa Chulich putting up a fight on number 2, but still progressing. It's really impressive. Juliana Price using some vertical acrobatics on number 1. Lisa Chulich muscling her way to the top, near the top anyway. Let's see if she can make these final hard moves on number 2. She'll get a quick rest. Forearm hook. Don't see too many of those, but a great strategy to rest the hands.
Just trying to find the power to press into this move.
God, she has just been able to squeak through every move, and she's almost there. I'm rooting for her now, come on. Notice how she tried to put her thumb in that bolt hole. They actually purposely filled that hole so that nobody could use it, because believe it or not, that narrow mono would be the best part of that hold if it existed.
See if she can, yeah, the further back you can get in this hole, the better. If she can just get her left hand up. Nice work from Lisa Chulich.
Wow, that was a more than 3 minutes of fighting. That was impressive.
Usually have
for
to
a
clip
flash. Yeah.
If you're on the wall that long.
Yeah, so she just got the flash on 1 and 2. Juliana Price just off of number 1. With only 30 plus seconds left to go, that was probably her only try. Haley Saferstein on the sloping traverse of number 3, which is proving to be a real bugaboo here. A little bit of time before the next competitors come out.
And just like that, Chris, we're about to have our final competitor for the women's qualifying round of the 2016 USA Climbing Bouldering National Championships.
Yeah, hard to believe we're already at the last
out on the wall.
Competitor out on the wall, Liliana Freifeld, age 15, from Boulder, Colorado. Lilian Freifeld, problem number 1. It's the last time in the women's qualifiers you're going to see 5 women on the wall, because Lilian is our last competitor.
Off screen, Nina struggling on women's 3.
Sarah Griffith nearing the top of problem 2. About 2 minutes and 15 seconds left for these competitors to make it happen. There's Nina Williams. After struggling a few times trying to even start on the starting holds, she's a burly climber. She can grab these slopers. I'm excited to see what happens there. Sarah Griffith on the infamous moves of, oh, the finish of problem 2 spits her off. She will have enough time to give it another shot. Nina, here it is. The crux of problem 3.
She's going to try and go for the drive-by. Did not work.
It's funny how it's just so obviously the first choice of every competitor to try it that way, Brian, but it just doesn't work.
Sneaky route setting team.
A little Zen action there, trying to calm the mind for one more try. With just over a minute left, Nina will try again on problem 3. I would have said Nina was maybe our last chance of seeing someone finish this problem.
Well, eventually we're going to run out of climbers unless you want to run down there and just give it a quick try.
You know, Brian, I'm glad you brought that up because I actually flashed that problem earlier today.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Nice.
No cameras though, like I said.
Tag my fist.
Boom. 30 seconds for these competitors to finish this up.
This will be Nina's last chance to try and figure this out. Oh, if that would have worked, I would have flipped this table. Would have been so exciting. Looks like she's going to call it though.
Yep.
10 seconds, not enough time. Climbers are done climbing as soon as the clock strikes 0, so that the next competitor can get on the wall as soon as they're ready.
You know, that's got to be rough on these competitors hitting problem number 3 and just getting slapped in the face in difficulty compared to numbers 1 and 2. At least it seems that way. That would be pretty hard. So Nina's going to have to mentally recoup and get psyched for 4 and 5.
We are counting down to the end of our female qualifying.
From left to right now we have Juliana Price on the wall, Lisa Chulich, Haley Saferstein, and Robin Reagans on problem number 5. There's Juliana getting ready to get on women's number 2.
Wow, a first attempt snatch of the first starting holds there for Lisa Chulich. Got Robin Reagans struggling up the arete, start of number 5. Lisa Chulich getting burly on number 3. That is a brutal sequence that very few women have been able to get through. Juliana Price kind of just working her way up number 2.
Remember, these women are vying for a place in semifinals tomorrow. Top 20 move on.
Second to tops, which count the most for points, it's the highest hold controlled. So every hold matters for this qualifying comp, especially because so many of these problems are not being topped out. Robin Reagans giving an effort on number 5.
People, the website to know is lt11.tv. If you are not coming back, then make sure to tune in for the guys qualifying round later on.
Just about a minute left in this round.
If you are coming
For these
back,
competitors.
tell everyone you know. Tune into lt11.tv.
Take a look at the scores here. A couple of big changes here at the top, Chris. Maya Maderi and Lily Canavan, both with 4 tops in the top 5.
That's super impressive. Yeah, and looking down, Kyra Condie's in 10th now.
Sarah Blair Coyle in 11th place. Looking like 2 tops. Going to be the cutoff there near the bottom. Sophia Kwan, 20th place. So we'll move along here.
Bimini Horseman's out. That's actually a surprising to me anyway.
Remember, these are all unofficial scores. The official scores will be posted at usaclimbing.org. Still a few scores to get in there. I think Nina Williams is going to be in our top 20 for sure. She has 2 tops and 2 problems remaining. It's one of the things we talked about though earlier in the broadcast, Chris. This youth movement is really starting to take shape. You know, we see Megan Mascarenas in the top 5 once again this year. Lily Canavan, Maya Maderi, some newer names that people may not be as familiar with.
That's right.
Pushing into that top 5, trying to make it to finals, trying to unseat Alex Puccio on top of the American bouldering competition game.
Yep. A lot of new names, a lot of young climbers. A lot of potential for upset in this year's Bouldering Nationals. Looking at Nina Williams there on problem number 4. This is the problem where it's possible to fall off of virtually any move. I expect Nina to easily make it to semifinals tomorrow.
See her measuring this Crux move on the 4th problem. Don't think we've seen anybody actually do the problem that way.
Attention all spectators, we are now going to be drawing the
If they go with a little bit more control.
the raffle from the flash table for this morning.
Sydney Trinidad there, finishing problem number 5.
Shockpod, listen up because the winner is
She'll definitely be in semis tomorrow, that is.
Dylan. If you are in the building, head on over to the flash table and claim your prize.
Just a minute and a half left for these competitors. Lillian Freyfeld eyeing up the second problem. Sarah Griffith getting ready for another attempt at problem number 3. There's Nina again. Looks like Nina's going to have another shot at the finishing moves of problem 4. Oh, and you're right, Brian. That's just not a sequence that's working out.
Yeah, I think the right-hand hold that she's going to is just not good enough to go to with such a dynamic movement. A lot of competitors have tried that, though.
And nobody on the wall yet for the final 20 seconds.
Everybody trying to catch their breath, trying to make lunch plans.
Each competitor does get 4 minutes break in between each problem, which again does not feel like enough time, I'm sure, because these problems are pumpy. The climbers are on the wall for minutes.
As we are trucking along here, make sure all photos, videos,
Down to 3 climbers on the wall. And as this round starts, we're taking a look at the unofficial results.
that way the world can follow along with what is happening.
Megan Mascarenas in first and Alex Puccio in second so far. That is not surprising. But Maya Madera and Lily Canavan in the top 5, and Michaela Kirsch. That's a relatively new development. Some other names in the next page that are cool to see, to me anyway. Cicada Generic is in number 12. And remind you that the top 20 will be making it to semis.
Remember, the best way to read these scores, number of tops is the most important criteria, then ranked by points. Lower is better for points. So tops first, points second. Points represent an average of the position the climber achieved on each problem relative to their competition. So a lower number is better, indicating the climber did better relative to their peers. You can find full explanation on the scoring system at the USA Climbing website, usaclimbing.org. Sure, we'll be spending plenty of time talking through the scoring system as the weekend progresses, making sure everybody knows what's going down here in Madison.
That's right. Lisa Chulich grapples with problem 4.
We'll have to
She's
keep an
had 2 tops already.
Yeah, excuse me, Chris. Looks like 2 tops might be enough to get into finals, depending on how you do on the other problems that you don't finish, but 3 tops would put it out of, would remove any question.
That's right.
Looks like problem 3 is gonna stymie all these competitors. Just have 2 climbers left.
Juliana Price is struggling to even establish on problem 3. Haley Saferstein on the far right there, problem number 5. Got just about a minute and a half left in this round. Not much to grab on problem number 5 there.
One minute left for Lisa Chulich, grappling these volumes. It can be frustrating as a climber climbing a problem like that, Chris, because you're kind of like stuck, but you're not really pulling that hard, and you just want to go up, but you can't figure out how to do it.
Yeah, it's a really complicated problem, it appears.
So she did a good job of figuring it out there.
20 seconds left for the attempt. She is fighting, I love it. Meanwhile, Juliana Price made it on problem 3, which is pretty awesome. She tried that first move a bunch of times. There are the unofficial results posted for you there. No major surprises in the top couple spots, but looking down here, again, the unofficial results. Those are the names that you will see tomorrow semifinals. The top 20 make it.
Representatives talking about all the cool products that they have, including Ty over at Egret, who is in the midst of designing.
Still got a few more scores
He's got a block of foam
to
out
be
here.
entered there.
You can see these holds take shape over at the Egret table.
Should have some more official results about a half hour after the round closes. There is an appeal period for climbers to validate that their scores were entered the way that they agreed on them with the individual judges for each problem.
Nina Williams there, making the final move of problem number 5. She is solidly in the semifinals tomorrow.
Nice work by Nina Williams.
I do expect to see a major change with her score tallied in the results. Lillian Freyfeld trying the hardest problem of the 5, it appears, number 3. That's problem number 4 there with Sarah Griffith. Two minutes left. Yeah, that first move of problem number 3 sure does look funny and finicky. You got to stand up into 2 thunderclings just to start the problem.
The old double thundercling start. Classic. It's pretty much like the Dawn Wall, but different.
It is. Sarah Griffith there with 1 minute to go on problem number 4.
Look, she's crossed up on the volumes.
And that might be it. Looks like she's going for it again. Oh, it's just 20 seconds to go. It's going to be a rough one.
Every hold helps, but it looks like it'll be difficult for her to get into that sequence. Just 10 seconds left.
Yep. But you're right, Brian. Every hold helps. In this qualifying round, we're not seeing so many competitors get to the top of these problems. And when that's the case, the next most important criterion for scoring is the highest hold controlled. So every single hold matters, like you said.
On 2 problems. All eyes on the right-hand side of the stage. And if you find yourself getting thirsty or hungry, head far right to the snack shack. They're looking mighty lonely over there, where they have a whole bunch of snacks and food ready for purchase.
Juliana Price climbing on women's 4. Lisa Chulich, women's number 5. Closing out this women's qualifying round. 2016 Bouldering Nationals. Remember this afternoon at 4 o'clock, LT11.TV, be the men's qualifying round. We have 90 men trying to fit their way into 20 semifinal spots. Should be quite the show this afternoon. A lot of big names here. Daniel Woods trying to win another national championship. Last year's winner Muhammad Jafari also here. Should be quite the show, Chris.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Got to get my fantasy lineup in.
I'm not sure I want to hear about your fantasies right now, Brian.
I'm trying to speak, but I can't.
Juliana Price and the awful dihedral that has stymied many women. Lisa Chulich on the right there, sorting the foot and the feet on number 5. Lisa's had a strong showing in this open round here. I expect she'll be in the semis as well. Just under 2 minutes to go.
Chris, we have a past winner of this event, Sean McCall, in the chat room on YouTube right now, asking a very valid question. If I want to know more about the comp, the schedule, those sorts of things, where do I go? You can go to usaclimbing.org. A big banner on the page. You can find all your nationals info, schedules, results, running orders. That is the place to go.
Nice. The final moves of problem 5 sure are tricky and balancy. Oh, and just a bit too much for Lisa Chulich, that burn. We'll see if she gets it another try. Juliana Price. Giving it another shot with 30 seconds to go. Fighting for the final seconds. Lisa Chulich is struggling, but there's the time. There's the time. Excellent effort, though, by both Juliana Price and Lisa Chulich.
We do have cell phones up here at the DJ table. If you need your
Get another scoring update. No real movement in the top 10 other than Nina Williams moving into 8th place with 3 tops. See her in semifinals. Nothing too surprising so far, Chris. Everybody that you would expect to make it to semifinals.
That's right, Delaney Miller squeaking in there at 19 so far.
Looks like everyone that you would expect to make it to semis is going to move through to tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock in the semifinal round.
Bimini Horseman not making it in. That was a little surprising for me. Still just a few scores to tally.
And we're still missing the most recent competitor score, so we'll keep checking on that as the round winds down here.
Sarah Griffith on 5. With a real cool, quick ascent of number 5, Sarah Griffith will definitely be in the semis tomorrow.
Definitely helping them out as much as they possibly needed. This all started with 45 female competitors, and we are breaking that down.
Lillian Freyfeld there on problem 4.
Semifinals tomorrow morning.
She'll be the lonely last competitor on the wall. Always hard for the first couple on the last couple.
Yeah, these last competitors would have been in isolation since probably 8 o'clock this morning, so about 4 hours ago. Have to be back there waiting for their turn to compete.
15-year-old Lillian from Boulder, Colorado, climbing for over half of her life, trying to make it happen here on problem 4 with the baffling arête sequence to triangular volumes. We've seen a lot of climber time spent on that one section of the wall. It's been pretty interesting.
In case you didn't know the name to cheer, we got Lillian Freefeld working hard on number 4.
Just 30 seconds left for Lillian to make this happen. As we've mentioned, though, every hold counts, so she's going to keep fighting to see the highest hold she can control, and doesn't look like that attempt got her any further, but she'll now have a 4-minute rest, and then she'll be the only one on the wall for problem number 5, which will then conclude the 2016 Bouldering National Women's Qualifying event here in Madison, Wisconsin. It's my first time ever in Wisconsin, Brian.
How's it going so far?
You know, so far so good. Less than 24 hours here, and I've already seen some of the best climbing I've ever seen. So, can't wait for more. It's nice being indoors.
It's generally a plus this time of year here. It's being indoors. It's the name of the game. I have 30 years of experience doing it here.
30 years. How old are you now, Brian?
At least 30 years old.
That's right. Juliana Price, problem number 5. "28 years old from Colorado Springs. She's only been climbing for 5 years.
Nowadays, that's a very late start for climbing,
Yep.
so it's cool to see her here.
Yeah, it is cool. Like you said, Nationals does give a chance for all of those who would not otherwise have any chance to just compete on a national stage. Why not? It's so cool.
Once our last competitor's done here, we're going to sign off and take a break for a few hours, come back for the male qualifier starting at 4 p.m. Probably run until sometime after 10 p.m. local time. We have 90 men competing. Then we'll come right back in the morning at 10 o'clock for semifinals. And then finals will be live tomorrow evening at 7:45 p.m. All of these will be on LT11.tv. Just remember to go there. Check it out.
Juliana just having a little bit of a struggle trying to get off the ground.
Take a look at some updated scoring. No movement in the top 10. Some new names like Maya Maderi, Lily Canavan, Molly Rennie in the top 10.
Lisa Chulich at 19. Looks like Kasia Pietrus 20.
Means Delaney Miller is right now outside of the top 20. Right in 21st place.
Just didn't quite make it to finals, or semifinals rather.
See how that plays out with the official results here once the round is over. There's some caveats to all this with different qualification rules as far as people that are already on the U.S. national team not counting against the top 20. So we'll explain how that all works as it applies once we get the official results. But right now, Delaney Miller on the outside looking in.
Just a little bit of time left here, less than 30 seconds for Juliana Price on problem 5. Trying to get as high as she can. It's a little bit lonely here at the tail end of the 45 women we've seen climb this morning.
I think everyone else went to lunch.
Yeah.
But not us, Chris. We are here until the end.
Bitter end.
Bittersweet, because this has been a pretty exciting round, qualifying. Starting to see how things are going to shake out, but really it still remains to be seen what's going to happen tomorrow. It's a long competition.
Yep.
Semifinals, always exciting. 20 climbers trying to whittle down to 6 spots for finals. And the semifinals round is always really hard.
Yep.
So that should be exciting to watch.
Our final competitor, Lillian Freyfeld, stepping up on problem number 5. God, that looks like an awkward start. Lillian bouldering by herself on problem 5. Not an enviable position to be the last competitor, but she's still just plugging away, really doing her best.
Just 2 minutes left in this qualifying round. 45 women have competed at this point. The scoring officials are busy tallying up the results.
Someone's cheering for Lillian in the crowd. We're rooting for her from here. One competitor, one more problem. Let's hope she can make that stand-up move into the blue volume.
She should have time for another attempt here.
I expect to be seeing Lillian in the future. She's only 15 years old.
We are down to our final minute of the female qualifying round. We still got Lillian Freyfeld up on the wall. Let's make sure all eyes on Lillian. Give her your support.
"40 more seconds for Lillian to try to make it to that volume." Rough one. Looks like she might be
So she's going to call it a day.
done there. So
Great effort from her.
yeah, and that wraps it up.
Just like that. Let's take a look at our last look at the unofficial results. You can go to usaclimbing.org for official results in the near future here.
If you are looking for your cell phone, you can go up to the
Megan Mascarenas, Alex Puccio on top. Kyra Condie, Cicada Generic, rounding out the 11th through 20th spots there. Kasha Pietrus in 20th place. Looks like she'll make it through to semifinals. Top 20 make it to semifinals. Remember, these are the unofficial results.
Couple surprises. Delaney Miller and Bimini Horseman will not be in the semifinals tomorrow.
Once again, I want to give a quick shout out to all of our sponsors: North Face, Evolve, Pencil, Clip Bar, Climbing Magazine.
Remember to check out usaclimbing.org for the official results in just a few minutes. As we come back to the booth here, Chris. 3.5 hours of exciting competition.
It's been a good one.
Yeah, Alex Puccio and Megan Mascarenas right there on top like we kind of expected. So
Yep.
it'll be exciting to see tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock for semifinals for the women. But we got to take a break right now.
Yep.
3.5 hours, come back at 4 o'clock Central Time for the men's qualifiers. 90 men, including defending national champion Daniel Woods and defending champion in this event, Muhammad Jafari, here to compete. So don't miss that.
90 men whittled down to just 20 to get into semifinals tomorrow. So it's going to be exciting. We'll see you there later on this afternoon. For now, signing off, I'm Chris Widener.
I'm Brian Reynolds.
Louder Than 11 is in the business of storytelling. Rather than just providing a live streaming service, we use broadcast as a medium to tell vivid stories. Our creative productions provide an experience that focuses on the heart of an event. We use innovative technology to tell stories that would otherwise not be told.